Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kenny Conversation, brought to you by JEGS, the leader in high-performance aftermarket car parts. Remember to go to jegs.com for everything you need to fix your hot rod up or your everyday vehicle. And everybody at JEGS is telling me now they have restoration products in store right now for you. So if you've got a restoration product, call them up, and most likely they're going to have what you need to restore that hot rod that you have. Well, deep breath, everybody. 2 for 1. Look at that. It's a one shot. Big brother Rusty and Angie Skinner. How you doing?
We're good. You're probably going, everybody's going, why do you have your brother and Angie Skinner together? Well, one, we're having a glass of wine up here in the mountains. And two, we're right in the middle of the Rusty Wallace Charity Ride, sponsored by Harley Davidson and the Buffalo Chip. And we are how many weeks now? Like 3?
Well, we're about, so it's going to be on August the 8th on a Friday. So what are we, a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Two and a half. I mean, we're close, but we're all prepared. It's a big, big deal. And the reason Angie's here, Kenny, is that about a year and a half ago, I was talking to Angie's husband, Mike, and I've been doing this charity ride for this will be our 7th year, right, Angie?
Yep.
This will be our 7th year. And it's always pretty good. But Mike said, hey, it's a little bit lame. I think you could really hop it up. I said, well, who do you think I can get to help me organize this thing? Because it's a big deal. He said, I think you should call Angie. So I called Angie, and she's all in. And so we had our ride last year, which you participated in completely. And when it was all said and done, the most amount of money we ever raised in the ride was $160,000. Last year, with what Angie organized and all the stuff she did, we raised $400,000 for the NASCAR Foundation and last year it was the Rapid City Special Olympics. Now it got so big, it's going to be Special Olympics of South Dakota. So 50% of the money goes to the NASCAR Foundation. The other 50% goes to the Special Olympics. But Angie's organizing the whole thing, and we're getting late now, so we're on a big push to let everybody know what's going on. And so we teamed up. But while we're doing all this, we just happen to be up here at Angie and Mike's house up in the mountains of North Carolina for Featherlight Coach Weekend. We got all these people who are up here right now with all their motorcycles, and we're going to ride motorcycles for 3 days up here in the mountains of North Carolina, specifically an area called Lake Toxaway. So we thought, hey, we're here. Let's get together with you. Let you and your fans know what's going on with this ride.
Let's be honest. Here's what really happened. I texted Kenny and I'm like, Herm, I need some help. I need to get people to register. We've got all of our sponsorships and our VIP riders pretty much sold out. But individual riders, a lot of people say they don't know about it. Like, hey, we were in Sturgis. We had no idea we could join. And I'm like, yes, you can. So that's why. And he's being nice. What really happened is a few years ago, you were there with me, Kenny, and I looked at you and I said, this ride needs to be a bigger deal. And I looked at Rusty and I go, you're effing Rusty Wallace, man. You're Hall of Fame, Rusty Wallace. This needs to be a big deal. So basically, I ran my mouth. And so now I've got a job, which is not a bad thing. I kind of enjoy it. It's pretty good.
And I got to tell you, the first year, so we get up the Outlaw Square in Deadwood, South Dakota, and the place is a rock concert. It's packed solid. Everybody's having more fun they ever had in their life. And I just couldn't believe it could get this big. And then we made a decision, hey, if we went for $400,000 we made last year for charities, and by the way, we don't take a dime for nothing. It's all go straight to the charities. Angie said, let's make it the drive for 5. I said, what do you mean drive for 5? Drive for $500,000. Wow. So that's what we're doing right now. But like I say, it's organized. We're looking good. We're happy. We just got to let everybody know what's going on and get them out there.
You two look really good. Angie, your face is glowing.
Is it? Good.
Yeah, you look great. And brother, you look good too. Everybody looks healthy, and that makes me happy because just for a minute, I want to share my experience with everybody. Years ago, Rusty started building, Southern Country Customs, and we'd go out to Sturgis. We'd go to Bike Week at Daytona. It's like my middle daughter, Brandy, said, Dad, you're a biker now. And I said, that's right. But, when we leave Deadwood, Outlaw Square, we head up and we go around Spearfish Canyon. The charity ride itself is absolutely beautiful. Just talk about that, Brother Rusty and Angie. When we leave Outlaw Square, what can the fans expect if they are on the charity ride? We leave. What's it like, that ride?
Well, there's a lot of people that have probably been on Spearfish Canyon. You could do it two ways. You can do it clockwise or counterclockwise. Well, the police want us to do it clockwise, all right turns. And by the way, the ride will be led by the police the entire time. Once we take off, you will never put your feet on the ground until we get back to Outlaw Square. So it's and we take off. We leave Outlaw Square in Deadwood. We start getting going and we get down to the entrance of Spearfish Canyon. We make a right turn and we go through this beautiful canyon, which has got waterfalls and the most incredible scenery you ever seen in your life. And it takes about an hour and a half ride. It's about an hour and a half, not too long, not too short. And so we'll do the ride, then we'll come right down through the city of Deadwood, and people are lining the streets and they're cheering, they're taking pictures, and they're all excited with everything. And then we roll right into Outlaw Square and we put the bikes, the kickstands down. We get out, we got food, we got drink, we got everything everywhere. And then we got all these wonderful auction items. I mean, big time auction items. And obviously the star of the show for the auction item is the new charity bike that we built, a brand new 2025 Harley Davidson Road Glide with every trick piece you could possibly imagine. You understand the terminology, yeah, Kenny, of the fat tire, skinny tire, all that type of stuff. Well, customizers, they put these wide front tires on these bikes and make them look really cool and mean looking. This bike has got that. It's called the 21 Fat Tire. It's got the upgraded ignition system, headers, camshaft, air cleaner. A stock Harley Davidson to make about 105 horsepower. This one makes 155 horsepower. And when you talk about power to weight ratio, this baby will flat fly. It's got amazing stereo, amazing paint. And hey, by the way, I was talking to you earlier. The bike right now is 100% finished. And about 2 hours ago, it arrived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at the world famous Harley Davidson meeting for all the Harley people.
Homecoming.
Harley. Yeah.
Harley Homecoming.
Harley Homecoming is called in Milwaukee. And it's going to be there for 3 days. Is that right?
Yep.
And it's going to be on display. Harley Davidson chose us as one of their top 5 builders in the U.S. to put the bikes on display, which is a big honor for us. And so the bike's on display, so the people up in Milwaukee get to see it. And then it's going to be transported straight out to South Dakota. And last year's bike raised $160,000 when we sold it. So it's going to be a big money raiser.
So he's being Penske. He's being like, here's all
Perfect.
The purple, pretty. Let me tell you what really happens. Here's what really happens on Friday. Okay, so around high noon, people can start going into Deadwood or Outlaw Square in downtown Deadwood. You can't miss it. It's the Harley Davidson display. The bike will be on display out there all week for the rally week. But on Rusty Wallace Day, which by the way, I did get the mayor to, it is called Rusty Wallace Day.
They made a proclamation. It's Rusty Wallace Day in Deadwood.
It is legit. It is legit.
And you even own Sturgis, brother.
I know. He's got all kinds of accolades.
Got all the cities covered out there.
So you can go and you can, like, if you're kind of like going, well, we don't know what the weather's going to be like. The weather will be great. I'm just going to let you know that right now. But you can go day of, and you can even just get registered day of. And you can ride your bike, or you can have, you can ride and put your partner on the back, whatever. We've got 2 different fees for that. Because remember, it is for charity. So you do have to pay, but it's police escorted. There's an autograph session that you're going to be taking part in. Did I tell you about that?
I can't wait.
From 2 to 3. So about 2:00, Rusty and his biker gang over from, I call it the trailer park, which is Elkhorn RV over in Spearfish. We're all going to ride in bike style, like we're cool. And then we'll throw the kicks down.
Because we are,
exactly. And you'll hear Kenny and I laughing. So you'll know when everybody's coming. Our laugh is like louder than the actual Harley motors. And so anyways, then Rusty will get on the stage. Karen Davidson comes to this event, like the Karen Davidson from Harley Davidson. And everybody gets on stage. You guys sign autographs for an hour for all the fans, which is pretty cool. And we'll kind of talk about some of the celebrities that are joining us this year. And then we take a big group picture. And this group picture is pretty cool. It's fun. If you want your picture taken with all these NASCAR guys and celebrities, sign up for the ride because you get the picture as part of the entry as well. And then when we get back from the ride, we got to wait till we get back because we can't drink and ride. But this year, did I tell you this? It's a Rusty Rita, El Bandito, Yankee Tequila. The whole event is fueled by them now. And they have developed a Rusty Rita. And I'm telling you right now, because y'all know I'm a professional drinker, and you do not get headaches from El Bandito. It's no additive tequila. It is like really good. It's not what we all drank in college or when you guys were out racing in St. Louis and being crazy. Nope. It is good, clean tequila. So we're going to have some Rusty Ritas, and then we're going to try to raise a bunch of money on stage. And then there's like a really good meal. Like, I mean, the food was good last year.
Oh, the food was incredible last year.
And
it
that's
was
all
really
included.
good. We really enjoyed it. And so, she's talking about this El Bandito tequila, our new sponsor. We got two big sponsors, Kenny. The ride is presented by Harley Davidson and fueled by El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And so we're having these meetings. And Angie and I and a couple other people flew out there to meet with the mayor and all these people to make this thing just perfect. And so the guys from El Bandito are there, and they go, we want to make a special tequila with a special drink.
Yeah.
And so they just dreamed it up and called it the Rusty Rita. And it's selling all through Deadwood and Sturgis, Rapid City, all through that area. You're going to be able to buy that Rusty Rita all over the place.
Angie, where can everybody go that's listening? Where can they go to sign up for the Rusty Wallace Charity Ride?
That is a good question. RustyWallaceRide.com. Very easy to remember. Just RustyWallaceRide.com. And you'll get all of the info, all of the times, the days. There's a little link. It takes you right to it, and you sign right up. Woody at the Buffalo Chip, he's Rusty's partner in this ride. And they collect all of the entry fees, and then Woody will write a check to the NASCAR Foundation, and then the NASCAR Foundation and Special Olympics of South Dakota split it 50-50. So it's pretty cool. And nobody gets paid to participate. The celebrities that come, they all donate their time. And I kind of spun everybody out last year. I think like last year, you're like, when do I need to be there? I'm like, you need to be there Wednesday. You're like, the ride's on Friday. I'm like, you need to be there Wednesday because we kick it off. We met this guy last year. You met him, Grant Lincoln. He bought the Silverado and the historic Franklin Hotel and the Silverado and the Deadwood Grand. Like, he's buying up all these old historic hotels in downtown Deadwood, and he's reviving them. I mean, like, making them jam up. And, he owns the Legends Steakhouse, which you got to stand in line to eat there. You can't just go eat there. So we get to take all of our celebrities and VIPs there on Wednesday night, and then we party up on the balcony and look at, Deadwood and Outlaw Square and have cigars and bourbon. And so it's pretty cool how we get to do a lot of different stuff.
And what you talk about, the celebrities, these people have donated $5,000. Is that right, Angie?
Yes.
So they are big donors. We throw a really big dinner for them. So if you know anybody who wants to do that, we love to have them. That's going to be Wednesday night over at the legendary Legend Steakhouse in Deadwood, which is the hottest restaurant in all of South Dakota, probably. But we're really doing so many things. We got Wednesday night, we got Thursday night dinner over at Elkhorn. Then we got the big Friday ride. I look forward to this all year long, Kenny. I really do. Yeah. People got their special things that they love doing. I know you just finished a Cal Petty Charity Ride, which was fantastic. And one thing I like so much about what that did for you personally, it gave you confidence in motorcycles. It taught you how to ride. It taught you how to enjoy the sport, and it taught you there's more things in life out there, And so we all got to do that stuff. I mean, I've met so doggone many motorcycle people that are NASCAR fans that were fans of mine that, I didn't know did that. And so you got to do that now. I think we got you hooked just a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, listen, Kim, my wife, she shocked me last year. She's riding in the van with Richard Petty and Sharon Petty, which is, Richard's daughter. And we pull into a gas station and, Kim, she's all girl, no tomboy. She ain't going to ride on that two-wheeler with me. She looked out at me. She goes, if you buy a trike, I'll ride with you. Man, we're all in love again. It's like all new. She loves this trike. She just loves it. And what's crazy is she likes the rain. We put those, we put these Harley Davidson Bluetooth helmets on. We got our rain gear on. And I mean, we're going through the middle of damn Toledo, Ohio, and there's tractor trailers all around us. She's loving it. she's like in this little cocoon. She just really likes it. So you're right. It is a new life for us. And I mean, right now on a Wednesday night, hey, let's get on the trike and go out to Brooks, our daughter. So it really, it is just really given us something to do. Okay. Now listen, thanks for bringing that up. I want to go to Bike Week at Sturgis, and I want both of you. I'll set it up for you. When you got me involved in this, brother, and then Angie, you and Mike were there, and everybody's out there. Well, first thing I learned was, Sturgis, the city's over here, the Buffalo Chips over here, Spearfish is over here. I mean, just talk about the vibe, what people can expect. I mean, we know there's riders out there, but listen, there's people all the time that go, hey, when's Rusty's ride? I think I want to go out there. Explain the vibe that you feel out there, the ride, the terrain.
Well, first of all, if you took a spike and drove it in the ground and went out like maybe 50-mile circle, okay, you got Rapid City, South Dakota. You've got Spearfish, South Dakota. You've got obviously Sturgis, South Dakota. Those are the big three names that we always hear about. But then you got the little cities like called Hill City. And what is that one that's out there? We're going towards Hill City where all the trains go through and stuff.
Oh,
Keystone.
You
got Keystone. You got all these cool little cities around there. And everybody has got great restaurants, great things to look at, so much entertainment, so many things to do. It's like you can take off. We take off from Spearfish, South Dakota, because we all stayed at a campground called Elkhorn RV Resort. And anywhere you go, there's something going on with motorcycles and someplace to have fun. And the vibe is, you should see the way everybody dresses. That's one cool thing.
That's what I was going to say. the whole, okay, so for me, so you'll love this because you're buddies with Tony Stewart. So Tony and Leah came over to our house, doing Bike Week because we were out at your house. And then they came over for brunch. And Tony goes, do you have your slutty clothes? And it's funny. Like I like to be, I call it slutty yet classy. I'm 53 now. You know what I mean? But I'm losing some weight. You got to get skinny. You don't want to be, you got to suck everything in. You dress a little slutty, a little fun. Rusty laughs at the outfits we come up with. When we show up every day, he goes, how do you girls come up with these outfits? So all of my girlfriends that come, we have a blast. We hit every boot barn on the way out to Sturgis. And then when we get to Sturgis, there's this little store called Madam Peacock's, like right downtown. That's where we took you in January.
Right.
And they sell Schlitz beer. You can drink Schlitz beer at Madam Peacock's. There's a big bar for all the guys, and all of us girls go in there, and they've got boots and hats and crazy fringed pants and tops, and I mean, you name it. And we have a big shopping day. We all plan our outfit at Madam Peacock's. And then my husband comes in and cries because he thinks I spent too much money and whatever.
That's why they serve you Schlitz. You get the husband drunk.
So Kenny, we go out there. We go out to Deadwood to have our planning meeting. And guess what? It's 14 degrees below zero. And it's got 20 inches of snow on the ground.
I saw that.
It was so damn cold you couldn't believe it. So the next day we walked down to the place she's telling. Those girls were all talking to people and talking about the ride and doing that. I sit back in that beer and I had two of them Schlitz. It was pretty damn good, I'll tell you that.
And I hand me your credit card.
Oh, man, no problem. It was a lot of fun. But, Kenny, the fun we're going to have out there is just ridiculous, off the hook. It's so cool.
You know who we didn't mention? We need to talk about Scott Jacobs. Because Scott Jacobs is this famous artist, just worldwide, not just in Deadwood. I mean, like all around the world, Scott Jacobs' art is renowned. Well, he lives in Deadwood, and his gallery is in downtown Deadwood. It's probably the nicest place you'll go in Deadwood, in my opinion. He's also got a brewery there that's some of the best food you can get as well. But so, I'm not scared. I was like, hey, Rusty's like, we need a cooler t-shirt. These t-shirts, we need a cooler t-shirt. I'm like, let's call, aren't you friends with Scott Jacobs? Hit him up, see if he'll, and he's like, well, I mean, he's kind of a big deal. I'm like, screw it, let's ask him. And he did it. He designed the t-shirt, and then he did it again this year.
And it's a piece of artwork. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And so we got the first 150 t-shirts done yesterday. I had them FedExed up here so I can bring them up and show Angie. There's another 300 or 400 on the truck right now heading to Sturgis. All our T-shirt guys are all out of Daytona Beach, Florida. They manufacture everything down there for us, actually in Ormond Beach. But anyway, Patty says she's sitting over there in our motor coach right now, just right next to us here.
You tell her I love her.
And Patty says, "Why'd you bring all the T-shirts up here?" I said, "Because Angie and all them girls like to cut them all up and do all kind of. They like to do all kind of crazy things with them shirts, you know." She laughed. It's okay, but so no, I'm going to show up though with my shiny motorcycle boots on and my pressed blue jeans, like a country western guy, and I'm going to have my pressed damn, extra large T-shirt on, and that's my outfit. I got a T-shirt, blue jeans, and my black riding boots, and that's what you wear, right?
Me too. Oh,
well,
yeah.
Guess what? We're about the only ones that do that because everybody else, they dress the craziest damn outfit you ever see in your life. And this one right here is the king of it.
Well, I would say that Steven's wife, Tara, give you a run for your money.
Oh, no, Tara, yes. Tara and I have meetings. We have group meetings about, I'll be like, where'd you get them crazy boots? Like, she's a little tiny thing. She can pull that off, and she's way younger than me. So I'll go semi crazy, but
you look good.
She's got me beat in that one. Oh, the Dixon shirts too. Remember?
My favorite.
Aren't they?
My favorite.
Selling those this year?
Dixon has developed. They gave us a bunch of shirts to give away to our guests that spent a lot of money.
Yep.
But I just finished developing the new Southern Country custom Dixon shirt, and it's going to be sold in the Dixon stores in Sturgis, and it'll be sold online. And I brought the very first one with me tonight.
Oh, I want to see it.
And it's up in the bus right now. Cool. Really cool shirt.
Yeah, I want to bring up a couple things. That vibe down in Deadwood, it's like this town from 100 years ago that just comes to life. I really like parking our bikes and having a cocktail in hand and walking up and down the street. Either one of you, those bars. You can go in some of those bars and they got some old timey slots in there, and got a little sawdust on the floor. Just tell me about Deadwood, the town, what people can expect. Come in there early for the ride and just walk up and down Deadwood.
Well, Angie, you want you to explain? I'll add to it. Go ahead.
Deadwood is my favorite town. I mean,
mine too.
I love Sturgis, but we might go there once, but we go to Deadwood every night. And so if you want to see Clint Boyer, just go to Saloon 10. He's going to kill me for saying that, because that's usually where he hangs out. So that's where we all go, is Saloon 10, right? We love Saloon 10, but there's all these different cool little restaurants and bars, and everything is within walking distance. So that's one thing I like about Deadwood. There's great shops. And a historical fact, I didn't realize this. Apparently, that's the only casinos in South Dakota is downtown Deadwood, still to this day.
Darn.
So, and they're from Wyatt Earp and Buffalo Bill days. And I mean, there's a lot of history just around the whole town of Deadwood, and they've kept everything kind of like it was in the Wild West. And that's probably why Skinner and I like it so much, because we like to pretend like we're, still from the Wild West.
The gunslinger.
Gunslinger.
Kenny, almost every single night at home, starting about 9:00 at night, we tune into INSP television. And we'll watch Gunsmoke every night.
Me too.
Oh, killing me. My husband does it every afternoon. I mean, to the point where I'm like, put headphones on.
So almost
I saw your Instagram.
We're in Deadwood, South Dakota on Gunsmoke, or we're out in Kansas, or we're somewhere. But really, that's what Deadwood is. It's so much of a cowboy town. It's so Southwestern. It's just hip. It's cool. It's fun. Oh my gosh. I've always thought about investing out there, maybe trying to buy something out there, because I'm just so much in love in it.
Yeah, let's do it, Rusty. So Kenny and I have a cool place to go.
Right.
I'm not saying I won't, because I love it that much, and I'm really committed to this ride. Let's talk about that. I got a phone call from Rod Woodruff, who owns the Buffalo Chip, the world's largest biker bar. Just a fantastic man, a professional attorney. He really a smart guy. And he said, Rusty, this doggone ride has really got out of control in a good way. He said, we used to name this thing the Buffalo Chips Rusty Wallace Ride, is supporting the NASCAR Foundation and the Rapid City Special Olympics Flame. It was one team in Rapid City. But it got so big and everybody heard about it, because we were spending all this money building bocce ball courts and all kind of things for these children, that it got bigger. It got so popular that everybody through South Dakota was wanting to come down and use these bocce ball courts. And he said, I really want you to commit to this ride for more than 1 or 2 years. If you can give me another 3 or 4 years, he says, what you guys have done, what you and your team have done, you guys have raised so much money. It's unreal. And the bank has agreed to help us. And we're going to build like 10 more of these things, which is going to cost like $1 million. And I really need you to love this as much as you do right now into the future. I said, Woody, I don't feel any different. I don't see myself slowing down and not doing this. I mean, it makes your heart feel so damn good when you're raising all this money for these kids, and they all come out to the charity event also, and you get to see them all. So I said, yeah, I'm all in, man. So we're going to keep on going.
Angie, brother Rusty was a hardcore racer, and then he made this transition, and we were riding in a car down in Daytona Bike Week. I looked at him, and I said, when did all this charity work start? Rusty loves to raise money and give away money. Did that sneak up on you, this new Rusty Wallace? Because the brother I know, he's going to kick your ass on the racetrack, and now he loves raising money, and I'm so proud of my brother.
So It's funny that you say that, because I've been telling people, I mean, obviously I knew who Rusty was for a long time, but we were all competing, like you and Mike and Rusty were all competing. And so we'd all kind of see each other and be like, oh, hi, whatever, but didn't really get to hang out. And then all of a sudden, like Rusty and Patty got into RVing again, and Mike and I never stopped RVing, and they came up here to Mountain Falls. And then Rusty's like, I'm doing these bikes, Skinner. And of course we fell in love with the Southern Country Custom bikes. And then we had to find, we had to sell our other bikes because we had to get one of those. And, and all of a sudden we're all like hanging out together in the mountains. Bobby Labonte's across the street right now. He's up here too. And in retirement, I'm like, well, you're actually enjoyable to be around. I never realized you were this cool. And I mean, and it's funny, like Mike and Rusty are up at these parties and they're dancing and we're drinking good wine and they're telling racing stories. But the biggest thing that I have really, I'm going to brag on you a little bit. Rusty spends a lot of his own money on this. And you know how a lot of NASCAR guys are. They'll donate their time, but they're like, I'm not going to spend my money. Rusty spends a lot of his own money doing this event. So we get better T-shirts. I mean, he pays me. I'm not going to lie. He strokes a check. Here, I want you to help. I'm going to.
It's worth it. You're really good at what you do.
I appreciate that. And he does a lot of other things. He's handing, giving people money to come and play music and do things. And he doesn't even charge the NASCAR Foundation or the Special Olympics for any of that. But the really cool thing is I've learned a lot, just business, just hanging out. Like we'll get on the phone and I'll be like, nah, I'm going to do this. He's like, now, okay, here's what I want you to do. Here's what I'd like you to do. And then I'll call Mike and I'll be drinking coffee and I'll be like, I learned something else from Rusty yesterday. And he's a smart business dude, this one. And he doesn't brag about it, but if you listen and pay attention, you can actually learn a lot. So for me, that's kind of been cool. I joke, I do a lot of sales and different stuff. And it's, degrading because you're told no all the time, right? When you're trying to sell stuff. And so I tell Rusty, I try to end my day with something with the Rusty Wallace ride because it's always fun. It's always a positive. That way I end on a good positive note every day.
And Angie, you know what that is? That's called Penske Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's Roger Penske's other child right there, yeah. Rusty Wallace. And then Rusty has taught me, and I pass it down to my kids. We try to do things right. And I'm really proud to be part of the Rusty Wallace Charity Ride. And but it's rustywallaceride.com. I think that's easier to say. I like that. rustywallaceride.com. So everybody go there. And it is August 8th. That's Friday, August 8th. We're all going to take off from Outlaw Square. That's a square downtown Deadwood. And
gigantic amphitheater, Kenny, right?
Yeah.
A big stage with all this in front. It's just a beautiful deal.
And I mean, we can sell sponsorships because I ran my big mouth and said, I got to get to 500,000. I need a little help. I'm going to get on here and beg all of Kenny's people that love Kenny, people that love Rusty Wallace. We could take some more sponsorships. So can people leave messages on your show? People can engage, right?
Hey, listen, this is going to be on Dirty Mo Media podcast. This is going to be on the Kenny Wallace YouTube show for the next 3 weeks. There'll be comment sections. What do you want to say? Just say it and it'll be there.
Well, I just leave a message if you need me to call you because you want to donate money to the Rusty Wallace Ride. Because
Do we have a phone number?
Well, no, because it's my cell number, and I don't want to
website. Just Rusty.
But RustyWallaceRide.com. That's just to register. So if you want to actually just ride, right? You want to sign up, you get the cool t-shirt, you get the great meal, you can come to the autograph session, you get the police escorted ride, all that good, and you get a really nice swag bag too. Let me make sure I'm telling you guys the right amount. Okay. So individual rider fees are $175. And if you're a rider and a passenger, it's $350.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So $350 for a rider and passenger, and the individual rider fee is $175. And listen, if you don't ride a motorcycle and you've got a Jeep or a cool little car, or you can follow us. You don't have to be on a motorcycle. So I want to definitely say that as well.
And I can meet Rusty Wallace. Can I touch him?
Yeah, well, I don't know. but you get a photograph, I can guarantee you that. And I forgot to tell you the other people that are coming. What's wrong with me? Okay. Kenny Wallace.
Yep.
Mike Skinner. Clint Boyer. So, Happy Gilmore 2 is coming out in July.
Oh, I love him.
So Shooter McGavin, Chris McDonald, he's coming back out. He came last year and he signed up before he left that he wanted to come back. Okay. This is a new one. 3-time Grand Prix motorcycle road racer, GP Moto legend Freddie Spencer is coming this year.
Badass.
Well, that'd be good.
That's kind of cool. Gas Monkey Garage, Richard Rollins.
Yes.
I've been starting to watch his show a little bit. He's going to be there this year. NHRA Clay Milliken, he's been getting some victories too. He's coming.
I love Clay.
Yep. Karen Davidson's coming. And then, of course, Scott Jacobs, if you're into the art, he'll be there as a celebrity guest, and David Yule as well. So David Yule donates a painting. Remember last year?
Yes.
Beautiful picture of the really hot biker chick kind of looking out, into the field with her bike. Yep. He's going to donate another painting, and he's going to let Rusty do a little paint stroke on there, and they're going to auction that live on the stage on Friday.
And that went for how much last year? I think
it was like
26,000, I think, for the picture. And this is really cool. My wife started bidding on it. Patty started bidding on it because she loved it so much. And we were up there on the stage. I was up on the stage, and she's sitting down there bidding on it. And what's Braun?
Todd Braun. Remember Todd
Braun?
Todd Braun ends up buying it for $25,000.
No. The Moores. Mike and Trudy Moore bought it.
Oh, okay.
Braun
all right.
bought the
David
the NFL suite package.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yeah. The Moores bought
Anyway, it went for $25,000, and Patty was trying to get it. And we, one of our big time guys that bought so many motorcycles from us is Dwayne. His name is Dwayne Stanball.
And Fun Lori.
And Fun Lori, his wife. They just got married. He felt so bad. He called me up and said, I'm going to buy that picture for Patty. And we called Angie, and Angie got a hold of David, and they made another one. And Dwayne bought it for Patty, and it showed up at the house. And it's hanging on the wall of our cabin right now up in Banner Elk, North Carolina. It's absolutely beautiful. This cool motorcycle, this really cool person. It's just a neat picture, but all kind of stuff like that's going on. Just tons of entertainment, tons of fun. Yeah. But we really hope people can get involved in a big way and donate. We like to get some of the big sponsors.
Yep.
We've had a big handful of them. A lot of people.
We need some more $5,000 and $10,000 sponsors to come in. If you want to pay a little more, it's $1,500 to be a VIP sponsor, and that's for 2 people. So it can be 2 bikes or a rider and a passenger. And that gets you a little extra. That gets you Thursday night dinner as well, where you can talk to Kenny Wallace and Rusty and Skinner, and all these celebrities that are coming will be there too. We do a cookout where we kind of pre-register the VIPs. And that's on Thursday night at Elkhorn RV. It's at the event center. It's really good food. And we do a lot more auction items that night as well. El Bandito they'll be doing the Rusty Ritas. ZD Wine comes and pours like really good wine from Napa Valley. It's like, I'm telling you, it's straight up legit. And you get more swag in your bag. So
you get all your rider t-shirts that night too.
Yeah.
My favorite thing though about Elkhorn at that get together was I got up there and I snagged my Dixon shirt, and I'm like, man, I like collecting. And then Brother Rusty left me a Dixon shirt at his house in Daytona, and people comment on those Dixon shirts. Although they're world famous,
They're nice.
they're kind of rare in a strange way. But I love my Dixon shirt, and I'm glad you got them. I got to get me one. I'm going to buy me one from
Dixon,
you.
Dixon is the hottest flannel on the planet.
Yes.
It's the most high quality. It's the coolest. It's recognized around the biker industry as like, if you got that, you're pretty badass. And so I made all these for all my friends, and then now we're selling them. And then Dixon saw how much we loved their product, and they decided to donate like almost 200 of them.
Yeah.
For our Thursday night dinner.
That's for the VIPs. You got to be VIP.
I might get me 3 of them when I'm out there.
You're up for Dixon.
You spend a little money, you get the great dinner, you get the doggone advanced registration, you get the T-shirts, you get the Dixon shirts, and a lot of the giveaways. That's on Thursday night at Elkhorn. But you're not just spending a normal rider fee. You got to put some more for these kids.
Yep.
Remember, all this money's going to these kids. So if you start thinking all these big monies, you're probably thinking, oh, 10,000, that's crazy. 5,000, that's crazy. $375 to ride a bike, that's crazy. Remember, all this money goes to these kids. We don't take a dime out of this.
Yeah. Okay, let's come back. Let's clean the slate. Everybody take a deep breath. And while we take a deep breath, we're going to move to a different subject right now. But remember, everybody, RustyWallaceRide.com. Okay, we got to talk a little NASCAR. Because, when people are listening, they're like, that's the 1989 NASCAR champion, Rusty Wallace. So here we are today. We just got done racing at Chicago, and everybody's up in arms. And the big talk right now, and Angie, I know you're on Sirius XM, and I know you're very knowledgeable. Brother, I know you listen. Let's start with the Rusty and then Angie. Do you think that we're in a time now where NASCAR is going to run street courses every 3 years? So we just got done at Chicago, 3rd year. Now rumor has it that we're going to maybe go to San Diego or Philly. Rusty, you go first. What are your thoughts about this new NASCAR picking up with, walls and fences and going downtown street course racing?
Well, these cities want to do it. They got the deep pockets to spend the money to want to do it. I was actually talking to Kevin, who runs Champion Tire, yesterday. These guys, these Champion Tire guys, they have like 80 haulers. They're taking all the pit boxes. They're taking all the tires. They're taking all the wheels and taking everything. And he came back yesterday, and he's completely tuckered out and wore out. And I go, what's going on? He said, man, we were 67 hours coming home from Mexico City. And then now we just finished Chicago, and now we're going. The big rumor is now we're going back to we're going to go to San Diego now. And I said, what do you think of that? And he goes, man, I don't know. He said, but my guys were flat wore out. But so it's a lot of logistics. We get that. But these cities want to do it, and NASCAR wants to keep changing this stuff up. Ben Kennedy, this young whippersnapper up in NASCAR right now, part of the France family, he's pretty smart. And he wants to keep moving the sport in the right direction and keep changing things instead of staying stagnant in one area. So I don't think we've seen the end of this. I mean, talking about going out to the Coliseum in California, I went, what in the world? Well, they did that, and they ran its course. Okay. I remember back in the day, we went to Japan. Mike Skinner won the last race out there.
The last two.
Okay.
I love it.
He won the last two. I won the
he won the first.
I won the very first one. I'll never forget. I'm on the stage, and they come up to me with a paper bag with $122,000 in Japanese yen, and paid me in cash in a bag.
They did?
Yeah, in paper bag.
In Japan?
$122,000 yen. And I gave it to Don Miller, and we came home. I don't know how the hell we got home, but we did that. But we've done all these first off deals. But now it seems like it's ramping up. I don't see much into this. And to take this thing over to Bowman Gray like they did last year and did that event, and it was a pretty damn good race. It wasn't
they're going back next year.
It wasn't what I call a show. It worked pretty good.
Well, Ryan Blaney came from last to challenge for the win, so it's possible to pass.
Yeah. So that I don't see us stopping. We have our traditional tracks. We got the Daytona 500. We have Talladega. We have Charlotte. We got Atlanta. But, hey, we lost to Michigan. and hey, we lost a Pocono, and hey, we lost this, and hey, we lost that, which were traditional 2-time racetracks per year,
Yeah.
I don't think, and then we're getting new stuff like my all-time favorite, the Iowa Speedway. You know how much I love that place.
Yeah.
We go out there last year for the first time, and it's a complete hit. And now we'll be going again. And I asked a question. I said, well, how much longer do you think we'll be able to stay going to Iowa Speedway? And the question was, well, he said, well, Iowa replaced California. And they told me, said, we don't have any plans for California right now.
Yeah, that's been the big crazy. It's like, what in the hell are they doing out there with that place?
Yeah.
Angie, you got your ear to the callers. You're on Sirius XM. I'm starting to see a little rumble from Brad Keselowski. Brad's the new Rusty Wallace. Brother would give his opinion. Brad says, look, we're starting to run too many road courses. What are you hearing?
Well, so it's funny because that was the topic on our show this week, is if they should continue street course racing or not. And then people want to talk about road course racing. Here's my take on it. Okay. For years and years and years, all I ever heard from people that like Formula One and IndyCar and Trans Am and road course racing is the NASCAR guys, they can't turn right. I'm like, shut up, you morons. Yeah. They can turn whichever damn way they want to. So I love road course racing because in my opinion, it proves to all the naysayers that the NASCAR boys can do whatever the hell they want. Okay. They can go right. They can go left. They can race on streets. They can go international. They can do short tracks. They can do super speedways. They can do intermediates. They can do dirt. We did dirt for a while too. So in my opinion, I love the fact that we do it. I don't think we have too much of it going on. I think the fans really like it. I'm entertained by it. Are you? I love it.
I'm a racer. I grew up in an era where you just rolled with it and you're like, oh, where are we going? We're going to Japan. Okay, let's go to Japan. So, I just grew up with Rusty and my dad and Mike, and I'm sure you were the same way. I'm not used to this era where we judge everything. I came from an era where NASCAR said, this is what we're doing. And we went, oh, okay. Nowadays, everybody judges every little thing. Okay, I want to stay on NASCAR, but I want to ask you this, brother. This Carson Hocevar has a ton of talent, but he wrecks a lot of people. They calmed Ross Chastain down, and he's still able to win. Do you think that this Carson Hocevar, they dropped the green flag at Chicago, and he wrecked right away. What's your thought on Carson Hocevar, Rusty?
He's got speed. He's fast. He's real fast. It's hard to get a guy that's not fast. And so he's got the normal speed. Now you just got to call. He's a bull in a china cabinet right now.
Yeah, right.
And it just got to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know what? You'll get that. You'll learn that. You'll learn how far you can take your car, what you can't do. But if you got a guy that's just slow and you're trying to make him fast, that's hard to do. But if you got a guy that's just fast, you can rein him back and you can tune on him. That can happen, so that'll go on for a while with him. Then he'll smooth out. I think he's a star. I really do. I think he's going to be super fast because week after week, he's up there in the top, qualifying and stuff, and he's getting it done. And, we talked about, you just mentioned Chicago. He went in a corner, right in the wall.
Right away.
I listened to his interview.
He just did.
I listened to his interview. He said, sail that damn thing in there, and the damn thing bottomed out. As soon as it bottomed out, I slid right off the ground into the wall. I can see that happening. I can see getting in a wall, getting in there too deep, and you get on the bump stops, and you bottom out or whatever, and you can't even turn the car. And it was obvious he couldn't turn the car at all. I watched the whole damn race, and he sailed it in there and turned it, and it went straight right in that fence. But I guess you would say a good driver would saw that coming. Driver had more experience, and that wouldn't let that happen. But to answer your question, though, Kenny, I think he's around for a long time. I really do.
So for me, I got it. I want to like Carson Hocevar because, like Rusty said, it's hard to make somebody, go fast, right? It's easier to slow them down than when you're trying to push somebody like, go, get on the wheel, drive. And I want to like him so bad, but he pissed me off so bad.
What did he do to you? Did he disrespect you?
Gosh. So here I am. I'm full of love. I love everybody. I always try to come up with something that I like about everybody. Well,
you're my sister.
Yes, that's right. They had that. He bought that 3 truck, right? And they were calling it the Dale truck. And I'm like,
oh,
y'all, Dale Earnhardt. My husband is the first Camping World or Craftsman, Truck Series champion, and he drove the 3 truck, and it was owned by Richard Childress. It wasn't even owned by Dale Earnhardt. So quit calling it the damn Dale truck,
Yeah.
And so we kind of had some fun with it. And I was just wanting to kind of cut up and be fun with Carson to bring out his personality a little bit so fans, could get to know him a little bit more. So I say, book him on our show, So we book him on the show. And apparently some of the guys in his shop actually put Mike Skinner over Dale's name on the truck. And it just to be funny, and we retweeted it. And I didn't get nothing out of it. I'm like, damn, maybe Carson's not as funny as I thought. Like, he's kind of quirky, kind of funny. We had him on our show. Dude, he was all but rude to me. Like, people were like saying, he basically said, well, it's cooler to say Dale truck than Mike Skinner. I was like, son of a, that's my husband. That's my husband you're talking about.
Well,
So no, we were just laughing about it. And then I tried to even kind of be funny with him. And he just didn't, I don't think he got my humor or my wit. I don't know. And I just felt like he was a little kind of like rude about it, like disrespectful and rude. And so I kind of like, so now when he does go into the wall, I kind of go, good. I don't want you to get hurt, but I'm not happy with you.
No, I love this raw realness because, he can be the way he wants to be.
Yeah.
Brother, you call it tough love. You gave me a lot of tough love. You taught me a lot. And I've had my ass chewed out plenty of times. And boy, when I got my butt chewed out by you, I can remember Dale Sr. getting mad at me because I took him 3 wide in practice at Daytona. I can remember Terry Labonte chewing my ass out after a race at Phoenix because I raced him back to the caution. Do we not have anybody for Carson Hocevar? Do we know, is there a driver out there, either one of you, who is the driver that goes to Carson and goes, hey, because you all scared the hell out of me in my day. You said something, I listened, and I changed. Is that day gone?
No, I don't think it's gone. I remember the day that Kevin Harvick, back in the day when he was a young guy coming up, really showed his ass and got in all kind of trouble. And I went to him and I said, let me tell you something, buddy. I was at the peak of my game right then, and he was coming on. And I told him, I said, look, Mr. France will tell you one thing. This sport does not need you. They don't need you at all. They can race without you. And I sat him down. I told him the truth. And I was with Chris Williams, who used to run Action Performance, all the merchandise business, and he used to haul Dale in and out of the racetrack. And he told me, he said, man, you told that to Harvick. And he knew Harvick real good too. He used to help Kevin. And he said, boy, I can't thank you enough for saying that to Kevin, because I think it helped him a little bit. But he came in all hot and cocky and wild and mad and mean and all that type of stuff. And I said, you got to remember one thing, this sport is not dependent on you. We don't need you. You got to remember the sport. Mr. France used to have a board in his truck, and it said, I don't give a what you think.
Yes.
And that was
I didn't know that.
You'd walk in the big red truck and it said right there, I don't care what you think. And the sport does not need you.
But you just said something. So this topic just came up this week. So I want to ask you guys about this. Because apparently now, whenever you got in trouble, Kenny, you got in trouble, or you were mad and you wanted to go try to get your way with Mike Helton or Mr. France, which usually didn't really ever go your way. But when you would do it, you would go to the big red truck. What I heard today or this week is that there isn't a big red truck anymore. There is one, but where do you go? You can't go find Mike Helton anymore. Like, who's the Mike Helton? Because Mike Helton would have been the guy. I mean, he scared me. If I had open-toed shoes on, he'd look at me and go, nice shoes, Miss Skinner. I'd be like, I'll be right back, sir. Sorry, dude. I don't want to piss you off, And I remember Mike, one time went in there mad about they were changing the restrictors or something, and he was hauling butt at Talladega, and he came back in. I go, how'd that go? And he goes, well, I know what Mike Helton had for breakfast today. I can tell you that, and it didn't go well. But where do they go? Who do you call?
You bring up a good point. I like to be a leader. I rule my family, and maybe that's what we are missing is that figure that scares the hell out of you. I mean,
there's none of that out there right now as far as drivers. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody that's got enough horsepower that's a current driver that can make a dent in anything right now. because you're not spending any time at the racetrack like you used to. You used to get there on a Friday. You'd be there all day Friday. You get there Thursday night, you go to dinner with everybody. You'd be there Friday. You'd practice. You qualified. You had all kind of conversation going on. Then you had all kind of conversation going on Saturday, Then you had to race on Sunday. You were there for 4 days. Now these guys just blow in and blow out. Blow in and blow out. Hardly no practice. There's really no time to have these conversations. And I don't think some of these guys even know how to do it. I think the closest one that was pretty good at it after I retired and Dale lost his life, I think Jeff Burton did a pretty good job at trying to do that. You want to do that. You want to be involved and you still want to keep giving back, but then that goes away. So,
but do you think that they would respect you guys? So like if NASCAR said, hey, how about, they're doing the NASCAR alumni now. They're trying to bring some of the old regime back because you guys are favored. I mean, I hear it on Sirius XM all the time. And just when I'm hanging out here up in the mountains with friends that love NASCAR still to this day, they'll say, oh my God, the good old days, Rusty, Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt, Kenny Wallace, Mike Skinner, and you guys were badass. You guys were so cool.
Yeah, but Angie, even all that. I mean, if I got an issue, I'm just going to go to the top. I'm going to pick the phone up and I'm going to call Jim France and say, Jim, this is bugging me. Yeah. Okay. He'll say, okay, you know what? I want you to talk to Steve Phelps. I want you to talk to Steve. So I'll talk to Steve. And if he doesn't want me to talk to Steve, I'll talk to somebody else. But I'm not going to go through a committee decision and all this crap and through media. I'm not doing none of that, man. I'm picking a phone up. I'm calling the dude, and he's going to tell me where to go, and we're going to have a conversation. And they're great people. I mean, Mr. Jim France is the greatest guy on the planet. Mike Helton, in my opinion, is the greatest guy on the planet. Mike Helton, you can call that guy anytime, and he will give you everything you want to hear. So if I hear people saying I got a problem and nobody gives me answers, that's bullshit. Yeah. I mean, you call Jim France, you call Mike Helton, they will guide you to the people that you need to be talking to, and you can vent yourself all you want, and it's going to be fine. But if you're going to start venting first to media, I'm going to tell you what, you need to have a bullet in the head.
You just said something very interesting. Everybody now gets on this and bitches and complains instead of doing what Rusty said, picking up the phone and having the balls to say, I don't like this rule. I don't like this. I don't like this driver. I don't like what happened. And that's what I'm wondering is how do we teach today's drivers to be confident enough to do that? Can we?
I got to tell you this real quick, and then we'll get back to the Rusty Wallace ride. I had got underneath John Andretti at Phoenix going down the back straightaway, and my right front got into John Andretti's left rear, and it was smoking. Well, they started black flagging me, and I'm like, I'm not coming in. No. So finally I do, and they said, NASCAR wants to see you at the big red trailer. And my dumbass said, you tell NASCAR you never saw me. So I get to the FBO, and I walk in there, and that my timing could not have been any worse. And you had Big Bill. Or there's Bill France smoking that cigarette. He looked at me and he said, you're in trouble. And it destroyed my life. And then, those were the days that I remember. Rusty, you make a good point. There's channels now. Back in our day, it was the guy there at the racetrack. So I think you
want to hear a real funny story?
I do.
The scariest thing I've ever had happen to me in my entire life. Okay.
Yep.
I'm driving the 27 car.
Yep.
And just killing it. Just having a hell of a year in that 27 car. The Kodiak car. The car I won my championship in. Yeah. I'm down at Daytona. And I'm in the Busch race. Yeah, it was the Busch race.
Oh, yeah.
It was the Busch race on a Saturday. Last lap, I'm leading the race. Dale Jarrett gets alongside me. We go in the corner, and I get real tight to him. He gets loose. He gets up in the gray. He spins. I go on, and I'm thinking I'm going to win the race. And underneath him, I hear Darrell Waltrip. Here comes Darrell Waltrip at the very bottom. He wins. I finish second. So from the cameras, it looked like I wrecked Dale Jarrett on purpose, and I didn't. Okay. So Rusty Wallace to the the garage. At Daytona, they had a building, not a big red truck. He brought me in there. He said, son, this is Bill France. He said, I'm kicking you out for life, and your day is over. Your racing history is done. You need to load your chicken ass up and go back to St. Louis. Freaked me completely out. I got my family. I got everybody, and just kicked me completely out of NASCAR. He said, we're going to go up top, and I'm going to grab the CBS camera replays, and we're going to replay this race. And if I see what I think I saw, you're kicked out of NASCAR for life. I go up in there. They run these tapes, and it's me and Raymond Beadle and Barry Dotson and Harold Elliott, my chief engine builder. We're up in there, and here it shows both us go side by side. It shows Dale go sideways. It goes click, 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 click on the video screen. Click, 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 click. It never shows me touch him. Races, and it's all done. And Bill's got a three-peat suit on. It's brand new Porsche gold career sunglasses, smoking a cigarette like crazy. He said, well, I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing here. And he looks at me and he goes, what do you got to say for yourself? I said, I think you owe me an apology.
You did not. You said that to Bill France?
I did. I said, you know what he told me? He said, get the out of here.
Hey, and during that time you were up there, Dale Earnhardt Sr. came to me and he said, I think you're going to have to drive your brother's cup car. And I panicked. I said, I don't have enough experience. you had me in. That was my very first year in your Busch Grand National car.
And I'll tell you one, King, that day made me have so much damn respect for Bill France Jr. It was unreal. That guy had so much common sense. He was such a cool dude, such an awesome person. And the way he was cussing and looking at me and smoking and
real
talking shit, you know?
Yeah.
And when I looked at him, I said, you owe me a damn apology. Oh my God.
Out of here.
He spun out and said, get the hell out of here.
This is a whole nother show, but I got stories. Betty Jane France used to call me and scold me for stuff. And I'd have to go to their house and have tea, and she'd tell me how to act and things to do. And oh yeah.
That was back in the day. And that's all, Kenny, it leads back to your original question. Yeah. You got a problem, go to the top, man. Go to the top, talk to the people. Don't go to media. Don't go through all these weird-ass channels. Just go to the guy you got a problem with, the top of NASCAR. They will direct you where to go. You know, just do that. Don't make an ass out of yourself and look stupid. And
well, let me ask you a question about that. I know you better than anybody except Patty. You have never, I know that story, but you have never told that story. Were you too shy to tell that story? That's the first time I've heard you say it.
A couple times. I've told it a couple times, but you know, I get really irritated when I hear all these opinions and what people like and don't like about NASCAR. I love NASCAR.
Me too.
NASCAR's made me a shitload of money. They're great people. They're common sense people, but people don't know that. They hear all this dumb shit on social media and don't get it, you know? Right. But I know the story. I know the truth. And I've lived it. And I really defend them. I don't like that crap, you know? And I went through all these conversations, and I've always got a long way. I'll never forget when Bill France got really sick. We're in the Bahamas one time on an invited trip, and he told his boat captain, Gary, he said, Gary, when I'm gone, I want you to make damn sure that they listen to a lot of stuff Rusty's got to say, because I like what he thinks. And it made me really feel good. Wow. I was standing on the damn boat dock in the Bahamas. And when that happened, and not too much later, Bill passed away. But he really made me feel good, because I never did lie to him at all, ever.
Well, that was incredible. And one more question. The final race of the year, we're changing it because the fans feel like Penske has a stranglehold on Phoenix. So the fans are like, we got to change the final race of the year because Penske's got a stranglehold. They're going to win all the championships. So they said, okay, we're going to change the last race of the year every year. What do you two think of that?
I personally like it. I like moving it around. I like moving the championship race around. I do like doing that. I think it's unique. I'm totally in favor of that. If somebody said, hey, Britt, it's going to be this year, it's going to be here, it's going to be there, have at it. I don't care. Yeah. Just tell me the rules. Tell me what we're doing. That's what we'll handle.
Yeah. I'm a fan of it too, because I think that it's more challenging for the drivers. It's the same thing over and over and over is not going to get us any new fans. And that's why I'm a fan of street course racing and road course racing and all these new things. I think Ben Kennedy is brilliant. I think Ben Kennedy is so smart because he could have just done the same old and had a lot of money in his pocket and didn't really care. And I think he's being bold. And I think that that's really cool that there's someone in the France family that's willing to kind of take a step sideways and say, we got to keep growing this sport and we need to get more fans. We need to get younger fans and new fans always coming in the gate. And so I think all these changes are wonderful. I love it.
Yeah. You made me look good, brother, because the fans hate me because I like NASCAR. And we got this new generation that is mad at me because, they say I'm a NASCAR shill. I like NASCAR. And I'm like, you're just dumb. You don't make any sense. And I put them right in their place, and they sit at home and rah, 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 and I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about. And so I love you for saying exactly the way I feel.
And that's what's so frustrating when when this has been your life, your entire life, yes. And you really know what's going on in the sport. Yeah. You really damn near exactly know what's going on in the sport, and you have people disagree with you and say it's stupid, and this and that. Makes you crazy. All this road racing talk right now. The majority of it's happening because SVG is kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
The rest of the drivers do not know how to operate the clutch, the brake, and the gas pedal like he does.
Yeah.
And listen to what I'm saying. Yeah. There's a lot of finesse and there's a lot of rhythm that goes on the way this guy drives the car, the way he throws it in the corner, the way he accelerates, the way he uses the clutch and doesn't use the clutch. There's a ton of finesse. I was picking up all the words that were going on this past week, and I said, I kind of get what's going on. I used to use that term at Bristol. I was destroying those cats in Bristol for like ever, and I won 9 races there. And I used this part throttle technique I did where I could really sail through the center of the corner, and the people are going, I can't hear your car out of the gas pedal. What's going on? It was all the way you used the gas and the brake, and I won a pile of races. That's what this SVG is doing. He's a great driver, but he's got so damn much finesse inside the car. So instead of talking shit about the street courses, it's all generated because he's beating your ass, and you just got to figure it out, and that's it.
Right. Well, you used to throw the car a little bit into these tracks. When you drove the Kodiak car, the Pontiac, you would tell me, and you had great heel toe technique, and you would throw it in there, and you started out at Riverside, and you honed your talent. You were really good. You were one of the top road racers. So hearing that from you brings back great memories of me and you going to Watkins Glen testing, and you having that ability to throw the car in comfortably, get it set with those tires, and it makes a lot of sense. I agree with you. And I noticed that when one driver wins 3 in a row, all of a sudden everybody hates NASCAR. So it's good. It's good to hear you say that.
It's all kind of crazy
stuff. But are those people like our true fans that are out there cheering and having a good time with us? Or is it the few trolls that kind of like, multiply? You know what I mean? Because there's so many of that going on. Like poor Mike doesn't understand that I don't know everybody on Twitter that follows him. He'll go, hey, who's at so-and-so? Said this. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's Twitter or X, whatever we're supposed to call it. I don't know who that guy is.
I can answer that.
Funny you said that. I get on this. Greg Biffle's been doing all this media stuff. I see he's doing a ton of that. And I was watching him drive that Gary Mitchell thing. And I said, he kept calling that the Dale truck. That's not a damn Dale truck.
Thank you. Oh my God, I love you.
Well, I mean,
somebody finally stood up for me.
But it's a term. It's a term.
It's
and everybody relays to the 3 car as anything as 3 is a Dale something,
Yeah.
And oh my God, we could go on and on about opinions, right?
Yep.
But this goddamn sport we're in right now, the NASCAR is the greatest thing around. It really is.
It really is.
And anybody that's got a problem with it, get your head out of the sand, man.
And they keep watching because they want to bitch about it. I'm going to watch this
by the way,
so I can complain.
By the way, the attendance of NASCAR is pretty damn good right now.
Yes.
It's very good. How about the people, Kenny, that call in on Sirius XM NASCAR radio? Now, listen, all we talk about is NASCAR 24 hours, 7 days a week. It ain't the motorsports channel. It's the NASCAR channel. They'll call and they go, I'm never watching NASCAR again. I'm like, then why in the hell are you listening to us right now? I don't get
They lie.
Yeah.
They lie. Okay. Well, listen.
But by the way, I'm a motorcycle guy now.
I love it. And with that being said, everybody, we are going to switch back to the Rusty Wallace ride. Let's kind of close it out like this. I want to say this. When I went downtown Deadwood and I looked at the Harley Davidson family, and I looked at Mike Helton and Mike Skinner and all these great drivers and those people. Rusty and Angie, what's it make you two feel like when you see the Harley Davidson family there? You know, I rode with Billy, but you had the daughter there. She was on your bike, and Harley Davidson is a big fan of what you're doing with their motorcycles.
When we get involved in NASCAR, when you take NASCAR and you take Harley Davidson, put it together, it's amazing how close they were. Everywhere I go, they knew my career. They all ride Harleys. They all ride motorcycles too. Okay. Not just Harleys, but motorcycles. It's just a newfound love of mine. It's not newfound. This started for me 19 years ago in Sturgis, South Dakota, when Mike Helton, the great Mike Helton that I love so much, wanted to invite all the drivers out. He took Dale Jr., he took Tony Stewart, he took me, he took a whole pile of people out there. They put all these motorcycles on a trailer and took them out to Sturgis for the ride. He flew us all out there just as a nice gesture from NASCAR to say, thank you guys for what you're doing for us. And we fell in love with that stuff. We stayed 3 days and did it. And then as time wore on, Mike says, hey, Rusty, you basically take this over. And I started doing it. And then I got a phone call from Woody at the Buffalo Chip to start this ride. It's how that's how this ride started. He said, I've met a lot of people, but I've never met a person like you who's so in love with these bikes and just fell in love with this deal. I said, Woody, I love building them. I love the design of them. I love how they're so cool. And one big thing I love building a beautiful, beautiful motorcycle. And generally, you don't take it like you do to Daytona and wad it up in a big damn knot and bring it home destroyed. Yeah. It's still a beautiful piece when it's all said and done.
I like the fact that you and Steven do it together. His son.
The family.
It's family. And for me, I love me some Stephen Wallace. He's one of my favorite humans on earth. I mean, I just laugh all the time when I'm around Stephen, and he'll call Mike and, hey, big dog, and, gets us all going. Well, it's so cool for me to see Rusty and Stephen do this business together and be so successful at it. And then they make so many other people so happy. Like you and Kim are riding on a trike now, right? You're having fun. Mike and I are getting back on motorcycles and going out west and having a big time. And then, Steven's like, I'm gonna get you my mama's seat. He got me the seat he did for Patty, because I'm like, I got you. I'll get you a mama's seat, and everything is so fun. And, that's what life's all about. You're so focused and serious when you're trying to race in the Cup Series for so long. And then now I love to see all these guys. I love to see you and Clint and Mike and all these guys hanging out and laughing and riding motorcycles together, and then going back to I call it the trailer park at the RV resort, and, cooking a steak together. It's so cool. And what's really cool is like what Rusty said, the fans that want to support the ride, they think it's cool to get to hang out with you guys as normal people. You're not in your fire suits anymore. So it's just fantastic is what it is.
Yeah. And shout out to Rusty and Steven's company, Southern Country Custom. I called them up and I said, hey, I got to buy a trike for Kim, but it can't be a normal trike. You took that trike, and I see you've got another one you're starting on. I hope everybody enjoys their trike with their sweetheart. You painted mine up. You put killer gauges on it, the taillights. There's no other trike in America like mine, and it's because Southern Country Custom makes it that way. So thank you, Rusty. Kim loves it. She loves the color. She loves the seat. She feels comfortable, and I appreciate that, you customizing Kim's trike.
All right. So when are you coming to Sturgis, Kenny?
I got I got it right here. So I'm in my own zone now. So I'm going to fly out there August 4th on a Monday, and I enjoy staying at the Holiday Inn because they got great breakfast there. I can get on my my kick-ass two-wheeler that you all built for me, all carbon fiber. And I go back and forth, and I'll be out there, Monday, and then we'll do the charity dinner on Wednesday. I'll do the charity ride on Wednesday, and then I'll get on a plane early Saturday morning, and I'll come on home. And
All right.
I love it.
Well, our whole train of motorcycles, we're going to take like 26 of our baddest hot rods you've ever seen in your life, and that new hot rod charity bike. We're all pulling out of town on July the 28th. We fly out there on the 30th, and we're not going to come home for 2.5 weeks later. People said, how the hell can you stay in Sturgis for 2.5 weeks? I said, just watch me. It's easy.
I'm going to be there July 25th. I'm going for the rodeo.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
okay. You're going to be early too.
Yeah. Skinner's like, why are you going so early? I'm like, because I want to enjoy the week of the ride, and I got to do all this work for the Rusty ride before, but we're going to take in the rodeo too before.
We're going to finish here in a minute, but I just got to say, little things like, let's go out the Full Throttle Saloon. Don't take me to Black Hills Harley Davidson because I'm going to buy something. And I like it, brother. I want to give you a shout out because you are our leader. And every morning it's like, where are we going, Rusty? And then you'll get together with Steve and you're like, well, we're going to go down this highway. We're going to make a right. Then we're going to make and it's like, I look forward to every evening you guys start talking about it. How do you come up with where we're going to go every day like you do?
Because we've been doing it for 19 years. And when you make it out there one time a year, it feels like the first time to me every time.
It does. It actually does.
So we start repeating a lot of these rides that everybody loves so much, and then we'll find some new ones, and we'll do those too. But it's just a blast, and people sometimes they get bored of me going, okay, now we leave here, we're going to go down to 280, we're going to hang a ride at 395, then we're going to go down 14 miles of this and that, and there's like lost. And then all of a sudden I pull up to the bar we're going to stop at. Nobody shows up. I said, what happened? I said, some bitches didn't listen to me and they're all lost.
Yeah.
That's all the time. I said, just do me a favor. I'm going to tell you, this is where we're going. Put that in your GPS or whatever so you guys don't get lost. That's the reason this old man tells you where we're going all the time. Unfortunately, you guys don't listen to me and you get your asses lost.
I write it down. I'm on my phone. Screenshot. What you need to do is you need to do that little Google map deal where we see all the stops and then you screenshot it and then you can at least try to figure out.
I got I think I got a pretty good sense of direction. And so I know where I've been to all these places. Okay.
Yeah.
So you know where you're going and that's it.
I like going into
Sunday the 3rd. We forgot. We added. I added another event yet to Rusty's calendar. He's so excited.
Sunday, Iron Horse Saloon in the city of Deadwood. Those are the people that are involved in the Broken Spoke in Daytona Beach, where we always set up in March. We're going to have the charity bike set up there, and we're going to display it and show everybody. We're going to have a big deal at the Iron Horse Saloon on the 3rd.
August 3rd, Sunday, from 3 to 6. So you got to come up with a ride. I forgot to tell you this. You got to come up with a ride for all of us to leave Elkhorn, where we end up at Iron Horse, like just a little after 3 o'clock.
I'll figure it out.
And then we're all going to go there and show off the bike and hopefully get some people to register for the ride too.
That's right.
Okay, everybody. Somehow I know that Charlie Marlowe is going to edit that NASCAR stuff because Rusty had some great comments, and I agree with everything he said. So be on the lookout, brother. If everybody starts talking about you, it's because Charlie Marlowe edited up about 5 or 8 minutes of what you two said. But listen, everybody, it's the RustyWallaceRide.com. Go sign up, donate some money. Any last words before we leave?
Yeah, the last word is don't pay attention to the number, what we're asking for. This is all for these kids. It's all to raise money. We don't take a damn dime out of this, Kenny. This is all to bring big money to NASCAR Foundation, which supports all these wonderful children around this world that are in trouble, and the Special Olympics out there in South Dakota. It's not the Special Olympics of Rapid City like it used to be. It's a Special Olympics of all of South Dakota. That's, the number one biker place on the planet, Sturgis, encompasses all of that.
That's right. Okay, everybody. If you want to see Angie and Rusty's pretty face, go to the Kenny Wallace YouTube show. If you want to listen to this on your way to work, on your way back home, go to Dale Jr.'s Dirty Mo podcast. Until the next Kenny Conversation, We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.